6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are live right on YouTube and Facebook.
As well as Twitch.
Did YouTube start? You hit the start button there? Yeah. All right, great. Hi, everybody. Welcome to PTZOptics Live, Back to Basics.
Happy Halloween. Let us know what you're dressing up as tonight in the chat as we continue our conversation today. Thank you for joining us.
This is our third Halloween live stream. But first of all, let me tell you a little bit about what you're going to learn today. 3 years of streaming. We hopefully won't show our first year because it was horrible. Our second year got a little better. And now here we are, dressed up again, as always, for a fun Halloween stream.
Happy anniversary to us, right? We're thrilled today to interview Mark Chessler of Livestream Studio, who recently implemented a brand new feature perfect for our products, of course, PTZ Control.
And, of course, I want to tell you about the WFX show. If you haven't heard, the WFX show is the largest church house of worship live expo in Orlando, Florida, November 13th through the 15th. And you can see PTZOptics there, but you can also see Livestream Vimeo there at the JB&A booth. So that's in Orlando, Florida, coming up in just a couple weeks.
Not only that, if you are in Canada and not at that show in Florida, you could also catch them being represented at a show there, which Mark will have to remind us of the exact name of that when we do bring him on camera. We want to make sure that you are joining the giveaway that we are announcing during the WFX show. So we are hosting our largest giveaway ever, if you haven't heard about this yet, for one lucky United States-based house of worship. If you want to join that, go to ptzoptics.com/church-makeover.
All right, guys, we have a really fun show. All of this and more is going to be coming up next. All right, guys, this is a live show, so don't forget to ask your questions in the chat room. We are joined with Mark Chessler of Livestream, which is now owned by Vimeo. They have one of the best live streaming software out there for Mac, PC, but also hardware as well. So let's introduce Mark Chessler and talk about this amazing integration.
Hey, guys.
Hi,
Hey, Mark.
So just one thing before I forget, Tess, it is the Profusion Expo in Toronto, Canada. I will be there the 13th and the 14th. So come visit me there if you happen to be in Toronto.
All right.
So excited for that show as well. So Mark, you came up to us at the NAB New York show and said, did you know that we have pan-tilt zoom control now in the Livestream studio? And I said, I had no idea. This is awesome.
Yeah, we do. And there's a lot of things I think that people will be surprised that if they haven't been paying attention to Livestream Studio over the last few years that are integrated into the platform. And aside from that, the most exciting news for us is that we were acquired by Vimeo in October of 2017. And what that means for our customers. Yeah, what that means for our customers, we're part of a really cool company, Vimeo, but we're backed by a big multi-billion-dollar corporation that is really committed to this community and committed to growing and opening up live streaming to a broader audience of creators. Right.
That's so
and so
cool.
that's really what we're aiming to do.
That's so cool, and I can't think of a better time than now to start taking a deeper look into the Livestream Studio software, which has been out for many years. I mean, I don't know how many years specifically, but ever since I've been in the industry, it's always been there. It sounds like a great time for all of us, whether you're a Livestream Studio customer or not, to start digging in and looking at some of the unique features. We've got Mark Chessler here, so he's going to be able to answer your questions. What do you think, Mark? Should we roll the quick little tutorial video we have on how to set this up?
Yeah, because I think it really nails down everything that's really cool about this integration. So go ahead, go for it.
All right. Okay, let's review the PTZ camera support for Livestream Studio. which allows Livestream customers the ability to quickly and easily take control of their PTZOptics cameras. Livestream Studio now supports pan, tilt, and zoom controls for PTZOptics cameras connected to the same local area network as their software. Mac or PC computers using the Livestream Studio software can connect to PTZOptics cameras for video using HDMI, SDI, NDI, USB, or RTSP video, and an IP Ethernet connection for camera control. This integration will of course work with any Livestream hardware system, including Studio One, HD31, HD51, and the HD550. Remember to take note of your PTZOptics camera input name inside the Livestream Studio software when adding your camera. Also, note that you may need to install the NDI HX drivers from NewTek in order to receive an NDI source from the PTZOptics cameras. Now that your PTZOptics cameras are connected to the Livestream Studio software, it is now time to navigate to the input settings, where you can select your camera's input name from the drop-down menu in the top left-hand corner. With your PTZOptics camera selected, click on the PTZ section and enter the camera's IP address. Note, to reveal your camera's IP address, you can enter *4 with your IR remote control. If you need to set up a static IP address or you do not know your camera's static IP address, you should follow the instructions in the camera quick start guide found at PTZOptics.com download section. Now, once you have entered your camera's IP address, you can leave the standard port as 5678 and click connect. If you are connecting to an NDI camera, you can skip this step and simply click the connect with NDI. As soon as you have successfully connected your camera, the video source will show up with a set of pan, tilt, and zoom camera controls in the left-hand side. You can quickly take control of your camera with the virtual joystick controller using your mouse to click and drag your camera's pan tilt motions. Below the virtual joystick, you will see 3 options to set the camera's zoom speeds. You can choose from slow, medium, and fast. You will also be able to operate the camera's zoom with the ability to toggle on and off autofocus. Under the focus controls, you will see the ability to toggle between 3 standard white balance modes, which include auto, indoor, and outdoor. Below your live preview screen, you have the ability to save up to 5 camera presets. This is ideal for quickly moving back and forth between camera locations during a presentation or a live event. To save a PTZ camera preset, click the Save Preset button. All the numbered buttons will turn green, allowing you to click the numbers 1 through 5 that you would like to save. The next time you click this button, it will recall the PTZ camera preset that has been saved. Livestream Studio software will intelligently display the PTZ preset you currently have set by illuminating the number button yellow. Note, PTZOptics cameras can now save exposure, white balance, and autofocus settings along with any pan, tilt, and zoom camera preset. This is ideal for setting up a preset with specific iris and shutter speed settings, for example. Finally, let's test out the manual exposure option, which will open up iris and shutter speed controls. This will give you the ability to quickly set up a preset with a custom exposure ideal for low lighting, for example, inside an area of your scene. Let's set up a preset with automatic exposure and one with manual exposure to demonstrate how this information is stored when saving a camera preset. If you would like to move your PTZ camera controller module to another window, you can click a new window button at the bottom right-hand corner of the PTZ input screen. You will then have the ability to drag your camera's controller to another window along with Livestream Studio. All right, and that's pretty much it. I know Ryan Brenneman, one of our customers and friends in the industry, has Livestream Studio on his MacBook, which I wanted to ask you about, Mark. Livestream is a great software, but it's also available for Mac, and a lot of Mac users love this. And the thing that I wanted to talk to you about for Mac users, and of course we're probably getting questions in the chat room, but Mac users don't have the ability to build a custom PC the way that Windows users do. So I feel like the NewTek NDI and IP connectivity is going to be huge. And maybe we could talk a little bit about your NDI, support.
Sure. So one of the things that I think really changes the game for us is that we do have NDI support. We allow up to 25 NDI inputs and up to 5 NDI outputs. So you could bring in NDI sources from any NDI compatible device, a camera, software, application, piece of hardware, whatever floats your boat. And then you can also push out from Livestream Studio to any other NDI device as well downstream. So that really changes the game, especially for Mac users, but also for Windows users as well. That don't want to, that want to keep it simple and want to just plug something into the network and have it work, right? And that's the beauty of NDI, that it's so simple to set up, and it's so simple to get a great image that with very little latency.
Yeah, I think it's so great. That's something that I think I want to focus a little bit more on specifically. So the video you guys just saw was a integration video that shows how to integrate, whether it's a live stream studio software running on a Mac or a PC, but also some of the hardware solutions that Mark also offers. And I'd like to talk about those as well. But I really want to push the limits on like a MacBook Pro or like a Mac Mini and see what it can do just over that Ethernet port with no need to purchase capture cards or have like a custom built PC, and really just relying on that processor and the Livestream Studio software.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that you can run it. I mean, I'm running it on my 13-inch MacBook Pro. It's not going to push out 4K, obviously. You obviously want to improve your specs to on your MacBook Pro to do more than that. However, I think that the great thing about it is the full studio. There's no differentiation on features between Studio for the Windows and Studio for Mac. That when someone that is used to Livestream Studio on Windows opens it up on the Mac, it's going to look exactly the same to them. They're going to know exactly what to do with it. The other piece of it too is that as Ryan is saying here too, is that we have integration with Vimeo and Livestream and YouTube and any RTMP source. We also offer RTSP as well, just as an aside there too in terms of sources. But the one thing I did want to note is that the MacBook version of Livestream Studio, the Windows version is available as a standalone, but the MacBook version of Studio is only available through a Livestream or a Vimeo Live subscription. And I think that the reality is that those subscriptions offer a lot of value for our customers, and I think that the overall package of bringing those two together, even though Studio works as a standalone, bringing those two pieces together makes it a very complete offering.
Interesting. And it seems like we're getting a lot of questions about Vimeo and that ecosystem that you're bringing people into. We just really looked at the software here, vaguely. It's a live streaming software with a ton of features. What does the Vimeo side of things add for, let's say, just a normal live streamer who's maybe going out and doing events and are looking for some of the more premium features?
So I would say that Vimeo Live is really more sort of an entry-level offering than the live stream platform. And I think that what you'll see over the coming months is that there will be more integration between the two platforms as the companies come together, right? But so Vimeo offers a lot of different features, but the beauty of it is that it is very simple to get up and running. Right.
Okay.
And it provides you with some analytics, but it is not a destination necessarily in and of itself. It's more for getting you out to other destinations like YouTube, Facebook, etc. Right. Livestream Platinum and Livestream Enterprise plans are more focused on the sort of business, the enterprise. They're more of an enterprise level grade of offering. Right. Okay. They offer many of the similar features, but the back end is more of an enterprise grade platform. And they do give you analytics as well, but you can also, with the Livestream platform, you can choose to use Livestream as your destination versus simulcasting elsewhere.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
Which actually you can do with, yeah.
Great. Yeah, and we're getting some detailed questions that maybe we could. One of the great things about Facebook and YouTube and all the places we're streaming is that we can follow up with comments if we don't know the answers. But
Sure.
someone was asking about support for captions, and I'm not sure if that maybe is just available on the enterprise software or if it's available for Vimeo. But they were asking about captions. I don't know.
You do have, we do have, I can get more information for them, but I mean, I would like to find out a little bit more about what they're asking. We do have support for some support for captioning, but I'll get back to them on that if you want to give me their information.
Okay, great. Could you share your email for someone who wanted to contact you, or do you want to have them?
Sure, it's mark.chessler@vimeo.com, mark.chessler@vimeo.com, and I'd be happy to get their questions answered for them.
Awesome. Well, we have a quick little presentation I wanted to look at, just kind of briefly reiterating what you guys saw. If anyone has any questions, now's the time. And then we're going to go into the podcasting studio and talk to Mark about kind of the industry. And if you guys have questions along the way, that's kind of a more fun podcasting back and forth space that we're interested to have everybody in the chat room join us on. But let's go to the presentation, which I know I have to hit this button here. Boop.
Oh, okay,
there we go.
all right.
So a couple of the fun things with Livestream Studio's integration here is that, or one of the things I definitely wanted to make sure people know is that we have to get the camera on an Ethernet port. So this is a modern solution where we're providing everything over Ethernet. So we do need to get it on Ethernet. And then the next thing here that I wanted to review was, this is one of my favorite little parts here, but you guys have some interesting things that you're doing your own way that I haven't seen anyone else do before. And just so everybody knows, these are the zoom speeds.
Nice.
And I was like, what are these? And even if you hover your mouse over, it doesn't reveal what it is. So I had to play. It took me a while to figure it out. But those are zoom speeds, which are nice because if you know you want to go nice and slow.
I'll take that back to my development team.
Because it wasn't clear. It wasn't clear in the beginning. Now, you also did the map, which we've seen a couple other people do. The map side of things allows you to have a full map of every PTZ position and click where you want to go.
It's like a grid. Right?
I don't find that so intuitive, really.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know, it would depend, but I do prefer the directional one.
The virtual joystick, I'm really a big fan of, and I think that turned out really responsive and really well. So when you get your PTZOptics camera on the network, this was mentioned earlier, you just got to have that static IP address. And that's really the gateway to opening up the advanced functionality of PTZOptics and interoperability with Livestream. So if you don't have your IP address set, we've got a great quick start guide that'll show you how to do that on a Mac or a PC computer. And then if you do have NDI, it's going to be super simple. All of that's taken care of for you, and you just click the Connect with NDI button. So we looked at that. We looked at the Connect with NDI. And then over here is really where the power for the normal user is, in my opinion. 5 presets, plenty of presets. 99% of people aren't using more than that. And basically this is take the 5 places you want the camera to be able to quickly go back to and just save them there. So that's super easy.
Very nice.
And then the last thing I wanted to show is this is something that I don't even know if, I didn't know this. I'm surprised, Mark, when I found this. But if you go to the manual exposure, it opens up iris and shutter speed. So, and those are saved onto the presets. So for example, if somebody wanted to have a preset with an area of the screen that was maybe darker, they could open up the iris, adjust the shutter speed just for that one location. And then the other 4 presets could be a different shutter speed and exposure. So that was kind of nice.
Nice little surprise there.
That was a surprise. I was like, wow, they got that. And that's it, guys. It's really basic. It's it's not super basic, but it's very easy to use. It's very intuitive. And Webcast and Beyond wants to see a demo of multi-camera control and switching. Is it possible to have more than one PTZ control panel up at a time? That's interesting. And I think I could, oh man. Because I know that you can, and you guys saw this, you might be able to see this in the picture here if we remove the that social. Right here is a little pop-out button. So if you click that, it pops out the PTZ button. I didn't try to pop out more than one of those. It may be possible.
And you can certainly control multiple cameras.
Yes. Yes.
I think that's probably one that we'll have to get back to you on, because I have not even played with that part of it either. So, but I can't see why not. So let me see. Let's play around with it. We'll figure that out.
Here's a question. Let's end on this question from David Meslick, Mark, and then we'll go to the podcasting studio. Keep the questions coming. We'll answer them in the podcasting studio. But David Meslick's asking if there are any dealerships available to sell and install this product. He's in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Absolutely. There are multiple systems integrators and resellers of the product. In Michigan, I have some in Ohio and Illinois, and I would reach out to, actually what I'll do, David, email me and I will put you in touch with the right people. That's probably your best bet. So email me at mark.chessler@vimeo.com and I'll put you in touch with someone that can work with you.
All right, guys. Well, there's a couple questions. Keep them coming in. We're going to answer them in the podcasting studio. We'll see you guys in the post show, whether you're watching on Facebook. Maybe we'll just we'll keep the YouTube rolling, Mike, and we'll just run over to the podcasting studio, and we'll see you guys in just a minute.
Thanks for joining us, Mark.
Thank you, guys. This is fun. See you in the studio.
Your mics on here, or turning them off?
I think you can turn those mics off.